Beijing officials have sealed off several residential communities in the city's northern district after 2 cases of COVID-19 were found. 12 cases have been reported in the last 24 hours, all from people who were already under COVID-19 control measures. And now let's check in with Taylor. Maybe a little windy this evening?
It was a bit windy out there all day today. Take a look at Morro Bay right here, 805 webcams. You can't see too much of that wind from this picture here. It was nice enough to get out on the water and sail, but there was pockets around the area today that did have some high wind speeds. Let's take a look at Gibraltar Peak, our time lapse. I wanted to pull this up because it shows a different picture than yesterday. Yesterday we saw lots of clouds throughout the entire picture, but today things finally cleared out, but I can't say that that's going to last for very long here. Our fog tracker, we can already see traces down there in Lompoc moving its way in from the coast. So we're seeing some marine air just push in that marine stratus fog, and we're going to see some clouds starting tomorrow. So Monday and Tuesday, you can expect a lot of our area to be cloudy and foggy. But right now, our temperatures still pretty mild here. I wanted to pull this up because the temperatures coming in tonight are going to be even chillier than last night. So we'll get into that with my full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Claudia.
Thank you, Taylor. And it's a very different story on the East Coast. We have the latest on the winter storm that hit much of the East Coast yesterday. The worst of the blizzard that blanketed much of the Northeast this weekend is gone, but the aftermath remains. Forecasters say some areas will have wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour and bone-chilling temperatures. John Lawrence reports.
Millions of people from the mid-Atlantic to the Northeast are digging out from a major winter storm that brought whiteout conditions, coastal flooding, and hurricane-force gusts.
We came outside and the wind was so bad we almost got blown away.
And while plow crews were out and about, in some spots, the snow was still too much for drivers.
On the Long Island Expressway, when you get off the tunnel, you couldn't make it up. Halfway up, a lot of cars just had to turn around.
It was a lesson some people had to learn firsthand.
I was just dropping my sister off literally around the corner. I came to look at the water because it's all frozen over. So I had to look, and then I got stuck.
Boston, Philadelphia, and New York were among the cities that set new snowfall records this weekend. Some states, including Maine, could see up to 2 feet of snow from this storm.
This is so fun. This is such a good storm.
Being able to get outside in the weather like this, being able to snowshoe, ski, it's one of the things I love most about living in Maine.
While some made the most of this wintry blast,
today it's a big winter day. I'm having fun.
For others, it was business as usual.
We are open right now, yes. We figured a lot of people couldn't get out of their house, so we made an effort to come out and get the place open so we could serve the community.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Very tough conditions out there, and more than 3,500 flights around the U.S. were canceled Saturday and more than 1,400 canceled as of midday Sunday, according to FlightAware. The United States is working to ramp up its diplomatic and financial pressure over Russia and Ukraine. American Ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, says that Russia will likely have to answer questions over the buildup of troops at the Ukraine border at an upcoming meeting of the UN Security Council. But due to Russia's veto power and its ties to other Security Council nations, it makes any formal action unlikely to come out of the Security Council meeting. Meanwhile, according to CNN, senior U.S. lawmakers are preparing, quote, the mother of all sanctions against Russia. Kia is recalling more than 410,000 cars in the U.S. because of possible airbag issues. The recall includes a number of Ford, Sedona, and Soul models. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says airbag computer covers could possibly damage the electrical circuit. That could result in the airbags not being activated in a crash. Today was the final day of competition at the SLOCAL Open at Pismo Beach surfing competition. This was the 4th and last day of the competition for the professional surfers competing. The event acts as a qualifier for both the men's and women's World Surf League professional surf contest.
It's important because it's a big event for North America. It's a qualifier for the Challenger Series at the end of the year, so that's everyone that comes here, that's their goal, is to get there, so it starts here.
John Mel was the winner of the men's competition, while Alyssa Spencer prevailed in the women's competition. Congratulations to them. The World Surf League finals will be in September, taking place in Southern California. Starting today, Slow Transit is modifying its routes and schedules due to the recent labor shortage. Service is now suspended for the 1B and 2B buses, and changes have been made to the schedules of the 3A, 4A, and 3B buses. Tripper and trolley services are also suspended until further notice. For more information on the service changes, you can go to this story at ksby.com.
Well, we had a good amount of wind out there across the region today, but it was still a beautiful picture. Cayucas 805 webcams showing us nothing but clear skies. I'll tell you when that's changing coming up in my microclimate forecast.
And also coming up, a local Girl Scouts troop held a lemonade stand to raise some funds. And later, the Bengals and Chiefs fighting for a spot in Super Bowl 56. Dusty Baker has the highlights and an update from the NFC title next in sports. Welcome back. The Girl Scouts of California's Central Coast held a lemonade stand today in San Luis Obispo. Troop 4177 hosted the stand at Flora Street this morning. They also had a cookie booth at a San Luis Obispo Vons on Friday evening. The stand also marks the start of Girl Scout cookie season and is a way for the troop to raise funds. And now let's check in with Taylor. Are you a fan of these cookies? Any favorite ones?
Actually, yes, I could. The list goes on. I don't think there's a cookie I've met in my life that I do not enjoy, but I gotta give it to the little peanut butter ones.
Yeah,
and the
coconut ones.
And the Samoas.
And we can go on and on.
We could go on. Let's switch gears. People are not tuning in to hear us talk about Girl Scout cookies. This was Cambria today, our 805 webcams. It was so beautiful. This looks like a postcard whenever I look at it today. It was awesome. We did have some wind, but it was in select areas of the region, and South Coast was not one of them here. Our South Coast time lapse showing us just a whole lot of clear skies and pretty calm conditions here. San Luis Obispo, though, was one of the areas that did get pretty gusty. Our sustained wind speeds today was 30 miles an hour, and same with Santa Maria. So the two spots right there, really windy all day today, but Santa Barbara, like I was just talking about, only hit single digits at 9 miles an hour. Santa Ynez, pretty breezy there, and then Paso only at about 6 miles an hour. Now our high since midnight, we did go up a tad bit in every region here. Santa Barbara hit the 70-degree mark. We stayed as the warm spot at 73, and then Santa Ynez also joined the 70s while we were almost there in Santa Maria and Paso. Now our overnight lows, always something I like to mention because it's so cold and it is so annoying to get up in the middle of the night to go grab an extra blanket. So just plug the heated blanket in now. 32 in Paso, so still at that freezing mark, but 1 degree warmer than yesterday. San Luis Obispo 37, so we are a lot chillier than those 40s we saw yesterday. And Santa Maria will be hitting 38, so all around going to be really cool. Now, while we got rid of all that cloud coverage from the Saturday into Sunday, well, we're going to see it come right on back. So our flow is going to turn onshore, which is going to push in all this marine layer. This is Monday morning here. Lots of clouds and mid to high level clouds mixed in with that fog we're going to see. That's lingering all the way through Tuesday morning here before we start to clear out around Tuesday evening into Wednesday. So that's just something to watch out for. We could get pretty dense fog out there. Heading into our work week here, our temperatures coming on down as that marine layer pushes in. We're going to see our temperatures back in those mid 60s, Lompoc at 65. Zooming in here, Morro Bay 64, Cayucas 64, and Cambria all sitting at those 60s, the low 60s here. A little bit chillier in Arroyo Grande at 64, Napomo 66, and Pismo Beach sitting at 64 again. Goleta 64, Santa Ynez 66, and Los Alamos we're sitting at 66. So across this whole coastline here, just want to point out that we are going to have a lot of marine layer pushing in here. So Paso Robles, we're going to see mainly cloudy Monday, Tuesday for both these areas here. But we have another bit of a transition coming as we head into Wednesday. We're going to see that ridge of high pressure that's dominating today come back midweek and clear things out as we head into Thursday. That's when we'll see the effects of that ridge of high pressure. So take tail end of Wednesday, we could see some cloudy conditions, but we're starting to warm back up midweek, and it looks like we're going to hold on to that warming trend as we head into the weekend here. So models are showing that we are going to be nice and warm, and the temperatures are going to start to rise back up to very near 70 here, and we'll see that for Saturday and Sunday in both areas. Just got to get through a little patch of fog in the beginning of the week. Dusty?
San Francisco versus Los Angeles. Where have I heard this story before? How about 4 months ago when the Giants and Dodgers faced off for the first time in the playoffs in their long history, one of the greatest rivalries in sports? That series went to a Game 5 and ended in about as close of a finish as possible with the Max Scherzer strikeout of Wilmer Flores. He tried to check his swing. You know the whole story. The Dodgers won the series in 5 games. For the Niners and the Rams, LA won the division, but the Niners with 2 wins this season over the Rams, also 6 consecutive wins, and it would be a rematch for the 3rd and final time this season between these 2 squads to determine who would stay in Los Angeles for Super Bowl 56. Now, due to potential FCC violations with the game still going on, we cannot show you the highlights of this one. However, the score of this one is actually a tie at 17 apiece, and the Niners and Rams actually back and forth all day long. I want to give you a little breakdown of what happened. There were touchdowns by Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel, followed by a Robbie Gould field goal, made it 10-7 Niners at the half. Kittle and Cooper Kupp touchdowns in the second half, made it 17-14 before just now Matt Gay kicked a field goal as Taylor forgot to talk about Thin Mints from Girl Scout cookies. We will have the full highlights from this matchup. That's coming up for you tonight at 11 o'clock. The winner of the 49ers and Rams will take on the winner from earlier today in the AFC Championship. That would be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bengals trying to reach their 3rd Super Bowl in franchise history. The Chiefs trying to reach their 3rd Super Bowl in 3 consecutive years. Let's go straight to the action of this one. First quarter action, and it's the battle of Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes.